All right. All right. Hold on a second. I am killing my volume on my phone. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you all have had a good week. A lot of stuff to going on. A lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to get into the topic here very, very shortly. But before we get into everything, couple things. I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here. All right, because we are not going to have it. And so that is, I'm here on time tonight. 80K man says that's cool. So, I have gotten a couple emails, guys. I just want to let you know too. Some other people are talking about some other things to do for giveaway for the egg count. I do have to get back to them yet. I haven't been in my email in a couple days, so that happens, and I apologize. I've been kind of busy, so. Uh, but anyway, I will definitely get on that, and we will go from there with everything. So, all right. What was I going to say? A couple of things. I definitely wanted to bring this up really, really quickly. There was a lot of people that asked me if in my area there was a white powdery dust. I know in certain parts of West Virginia was getting that. I did not have any of that here. I know a couple people had asked if I did, and I said not here. Everything here was fine. I'll give you a quick update on the well. He has selfishly taken the weekend off to go home and spend with his family. No, I'm teasing. He was been busting his behind with the digging, and he left I think about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, how dare he? The unmitigated gall. Um, he uh, he went to go home and spend the weekend with his family. He said he would be back on Monday. He is at 135 feet deep at the moment. No white stuff in my area in Franklin County, Ohio. Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. So, what is the white stuff? Where is it coming from? What's going on? Right? I have yet to see what I did not see what the government's response to that was, but I found that to be quite interesting. And yeah, yeah, that's so. There's a lot of things I do want to talk about. So one of the things I definitely want to jump into this one to start with because that way people say, "Oh, you take too long." No water yet. Morning light. Nope, no water yet. So I definitely want to jump into the topic really quickly. Okay, this is for your own good, or is it? Okay, um, and it just again, and we're gonna bring up some comparisons. Okay, because I want people to really kind of understand how badly that we are being manipulated. I mean, we are being manipulated unbelievably bad. Um, Ed, I love Southern Kentucky Appalachians. We had a lot of helicopters flying over last night. Oh wow, wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that information. So, all right. So let's jump into this. This is for your own good, or is it? Okay. And I'm going to give just like one example. There is a myriad of examples that we can go into and everything like that, but this is one. Okay, let's we're going to talk about this one to start with. The Biden administration is moving forward with legislation that would effectively outlaw or ban the production and manufacture of 96%, 96% of all the wood or gas stoves, I'm sorry, gas stoves that are out there right now. They would not meet up with their standards, which means what? which means you would not be able, if this legislation goes through, which they're trying to push this forward, it means the gas stove that you wanted to get for your house right now, let's say, you would not be able to get it anymore because it would not no longer fit 96% of what is made. They would say, nope, sorry, that's not good. You can't have that. That's not going to work. All right. That is, if you're having buffering problems, John, what I would suggest is you sign out and then sign back in. That's probably the um, easiest way to do that, and then hopefully that will take care of that. Okay. So, so it would, like I said, it would eliminately ban 96% of all the wood stoves, or I mean, I'm sorry, electric. No, brain, come on, the gas stoves that are out there right now. So you would not be able to purchase them. You would eat. Your option basically would be you would have to go with an electric stove. Well, here's the beautiful thing about that, folks. The beautiful thing about that is if you end up having to go and get your fantastic electric stove, it is much higher cost wise to have an electric stove because you're using more power to operate said electric stove. Okay. So I find that to be really interesting. Yes. And the majority of restaurants have gas stoves. Exactly. In California, there was a part of this article was saying that there was, they California obviously leads the way in all this stuff all the time, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. It's their big push, for that. And they were saying that there was a restaurant that had switched over from gas to electric, and the cost was 3 times for them to use those electric stoves as opposed to gas stoves. The cost was 3 times for them. Well, that cost gets passed on, folks. And who does that get passed on to? I have all electric appliances except heating, and my electricity is less than $100. Well, I don't know where you live, Jane, but you would be the exception rather than the rule. You would be the exception rather than the rule. So, because I know a lot of people that are, well, you said she's not except heating. Okay, yeah. Well, think about how much more it would be to heat your home, Jane, using electric. Okay, and I'm not discounting or saying that you're not telling us the truth, but you know, you're not running you're not a restaurant that has to run those stoves constantly and have it on constantly. Your electric stove would have to be on for a short period of time. But I want you guys to let's remember something. With all these regulations that they're putting in or trying to get in, all right. Ed, Janet has a power outage and not going to make it to the chat tonight. Okay, Delbert, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me know that. I hope she's doing okay, and I know they're ready. I know Janet's ready, so she's going to be in good shape. So hopefully she'll be able to get that power back on, and we'll see her on Sunday. But yeah, a lot of schools also use gas. So you see where it's going, Dina, right? You see where it's going. So a lot of these schools, a lot of nursing homes. Let's think about nursing homes, right? They don't have electric stoves in nursing homes. They have gas stoves because it's more efficient. It's cheaper. All right. So they're going to try to change all these things. You know, your gas stoves would be grandfathered in, right? Obviously, but you wouldn't be able to get replacement parts for them. Hey, Asif, Uncle Joe, if you are listening, gas is the cleanest fossil fuel. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much for the donation, Asif, and thank you for the statement as well. Uh, my furnace broke down, $698 to fix it. Stinks. Oh yeah, and yeah. It's but so anyway, think about this, okay? Camper. I'm living in a camper right now. My stove for my camper is gas. I use propane to if I'm going to cook inside or if I'm going to, whatever I'm going to do. And my heating system in the camper for heat or air condition is also, oh no, not the electric, but the heat The heat is propane as well, not the electric. The electric is regular electric for air conditioning. But again, you see where I'm going here. They're they're trying to make it so that you're being forced to go a certain way, and that is just insanity. What do we have? 396 in the chat. We got 103 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, uh, it would if you would do so, I would appreciate it, and thank you very much ahead of time. Also, it really does make a huge difference with the algorithms, and thank you for that reason as well. It really helps with the channel. So also, if you are not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well, and thank you ahead of time for that as well. Please obviously like, comment, and share the video. I do appreciate that as well. All right, so here's something I want you to take into consideration. So the United States, our population, 330 million people and counting, going up every day, right? Thanks to our wide open borders. I shouldn't say wide because that, I don't know. Well, I guess you could say that because it's not really false information because they're quite porous. Let's say our porous southern northern border, that we have a lot of people coming through. Let's put it like that, okay? A lot of people coming through. And I'm giving false information when there is, the increase as we have seen it. Asa said, and we have fought two wars in the same time: war against Russia and China, and war against fossil fuels. Exactly, exactly. You know, but I want you guys to remember this, okay? This whole green movement in going away from fossil fuels and going all electric. There's a few minor problems with that. Few minor problems with that. Not everybody in the world is on board with doing that. Let's think about, there's one little bitty country that has 1.4 billion people. Since we have, what? I'm trying to do a video, ma'am, and you were just outside. She's a needy child. All right, so 1.4 billion people. What are they doing? What's China doing, folks? Are they really grasping the green movement and getting rid of fossil fuels? No, they're building. Wait, stop. They're building more coal plants. They're building more coal plants. So China can basically do whatever they want to do. They will continue to do whatever they want to do. Oh, and let's throw India in there too. What are they at? I think they're actually ahead of China now as far as population. So I think they might be at 1.5 billion. So there's 3 billion people between those two countries that continue to, just make everything completely worse. But let's throw one more thing in here for you on this thing, right? We, the United States of America, when we burn our fossil fuels, we are the cleanest in running our fossil fuels than anywhere else because we have such restrictions on how they have to be done and how it has to be done. But these people are trying to phase this out. One small problem with that, okay? If you had the infrastructure set up to be able to handle doing that, that would be wonderful. But they don't. Where's all this electricity coming from? They are doing, what was I going to say? So they want to ban all in California, all gas powered cars. No more being sold in California by 2035. So everybody to be electric. But this last year, they had rolling blackouts, right? They told people limit your consumption for between 4 and 7 at night because there wasn't enough of the system to be able to handle it. Spike says, "How are those West Virginia gun laws treating you versus New York?" Much better, much better. California or West Virginia is awesome as far as that part goes. Absolutely awesome. So no complaints at all. I can honestly tell you, other than my family, especially my children, I don't miss New York at all. I don't miss New York at all. Not one thing about it. When They were having an ice storm up in New York the other day, and I realized too, and people are going to say, well, this is abnormal for West Virginia this time of year, and I get it. But it was 70 degrees down here, and I was outside walking around in a t-shirt while they were getting an ice storm in New York. Okay, I'll take that. If it had been 50 degrees, I'll take that. You know what I mean? So, um, but I almost said California. Exactly. I almost did say California. But no, the gun laws here are fantastic. The people are really decent. So I guess some of the people aren't real keen on all the Northerners moving down into West Virginia. I have heard that. Oh, well, you know, they like things just the way they are and they don't want anything to ever change. Well, that's part of life. Things change. You have to adjust and adapt. But yeah, I'm like, that's pretty funny. 70 here yesterday and 37 today. We were in, actually, I can tell you what it is right now. I'll tell you what the temperature is right now. Hold on. Yeah, we're at 41 right now. It was in the 50s today, so it was definitely cooler than the last couple days. But but yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm like I said, I still just was outside. I had to fill her food dish, so I'm still walking outside in a t-shirt. But Ryan Hall says that a nasty winter storm from the west is heading your way. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we will see we'll see where it goes and see what it does. We'll cross those bridges when we get there. Let's put it like this: we are near the end of February, okay, and it has been a very, very mild winter, very, very mild winter, and so I am not going to complain at all about how my winter was down here. We had some cold days. Obviously, you guys know that if you've watched anything, but you know it's weird. The weather's been very, very weird, but that happens. But anyhow, uh, so you have China and India that are never going to abide by any of this whole green compact nonsense that they put together, to save the planet because we're having such a huge impact on the planet. Is the pollution? Let me ask this, okay? Is the pollution put out there by big business not affecting the planet? I believe that it is. Okay. When big business ships all their manufacturing overseas because they can do it with cheap labor so they can have more profits and stuff like that, how does that help the American people? That's another question that I have. There's a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. And so, you know, we are continuously being manipulated and we are being bombarded constantly about how we have to do our part. Well, if we're a country, and I'm just speculating here, okay, if we're a country of 330 million people and you do combined 3 billion people with these other two countries that are never going to follow the mandates, you think we're going to make a huge difference in saving the planet and saving the world? I think you're delusional if you think that that's going to be the case. All right. And realistically, when this planet has had enough of us, when this planet is said, I'm tired of you human beings on here, um, it is going to it's gonna dump us off here like we don't ever exist. You look at Turkey, the earthquakes in Turkey. What 45,000 people have died? All right. And that's just Mother Nature saying, I'm going to do this right here. And because you were the morons that built on a fault line, that did not build properly and did not, did global warming cause it to snow in Los Angeles? Yeah, the whole thing is just, well, according to Al Gore, should be no more snow or no more ice on the ice caps. It should all have been melted by now, right? Wasn't that the case? Or do they have to keep pushing that back, those dates when they realize? And remember now, it's not no longer called global warming. So there's been a shift. It is now called climate change. Climate change, because that way, realistically, let's look at it. If you say global warming and the planet is actually cooling down, right? If that's the case, then how is the planet getting warmer? But if you call it climate change, then you can lump everything in. Well, the reason that we're having these extremes of this or that is because of change. Oh, okay. Manipulation is all over the place, you know. And I'm never going to say that we don't have an effect on what's happening with the planet, with pollution and the crap that we're dumping into the oceans and everything else. Absolutely, I believe that we do have an effect. But to say that because of cow farts or whatever the case may be is causing the planet to warm up and it's our fault, I'm not buying it. Okay, you can spew that all you want, but I'm not buying it. So that's just my take on that. Realistically, the planet obviously does go through cycles. There have been times where the planet has been extremely cold. Obviously, the ice caps were down past New York. All right, that's where the Great Lakes were formed, or the Finger Lakes, I'm sorry, were formed, and the Great Lakes by the receding, glaciers. So, it's you had what they had the little ice age, they called it, right? Back at what was it, 1400 or something like that, 1200, where you had they had a 400-year period where the planet was really, really cold and the crops weren't growing and everything else. So it's just all these things. And I want you guys to think about something too, okay? Let's think about this for a second. Let's switch over. Let's switch over to food. Let's switch over to food for a moment. When you have when you have all these different regulations that they're doing to stop people from growing food, to being is trying to, oh, you can't do this with a greenhouse or you can't do that when all these regulations are being passed. Is that is that done to help anybody, or is that done for control? Realistically, look at food prices, folks. Okay, look at food. They tried to say, and I did a video. I was doing one of my videos on this, and they were saying that food prices only went up 10% year over year from January of last year to January of this year. That food prices were up like 10%. Well, I don't know about you folks, but I've been in the grocery store, and when you go to the grocery store and you get one bag of groceries for like $50 or $60, that is a whole lot more than 10% increase in food. You can pick your poison, right? Eggs are up over 100%. Milk is up exponentially. Hey, Mario Outdoors. I asked all the nurses at my job, and no one heard of 15-minute cities, and they blame Trump for the derailments. It's like the movie Prince of Egypt. They don't see it because they don't wish it to be, but they want your preps. Yeah, exactly. So let okay, I do want to bring that up. Thank you so much for the statement. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. I did want to bring this up as well. Did you see Joey Bear? Now, I don't watch the show. Okay, so first of all, let me be very, very clear. Excuse me, very, very clear about that. I can't stand that show. I just, it's a bunch of squawking hens, in my opinion, spewing their own opinions. And Joe Bear made the statement on the show, basically blaming Trump. Or no, actually, I'm sorry. She was saying that the people got what they deserved. They got what they deserved because they voted for Trump. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? How about we look at the railroad company, right? Let's look at that part. Let's look at the railroad company that has overworked workers, not getting enough time off to get rest, so they're not thinking clearly. You're not doing, if and I don't know what their maintenance schedules are, so I can't really comment on that. But let's say, and I've heard that the maintenance is lacking in the with that company. Again, if you don't have enough staff, right? If you don't have enough staff to take care of things, what happens then, right? Accidents are going to happen. Now, there's also been talk about possibility of sabotage. If I was a bad actor looking to hurt the country of the United States, it'd be really easy to do your research because everything is out there, folks. Everything can be found out. And if you find out that this rail thing is transporting X, Y, or Z, how difficult would it be to sabotage things to cause a derailment? I am not saying that that is the case, but what I am saying is that it is a possibility of that could be done. Okay. Buffett owns a lot of the railroads. He owns a lot of the railroads. Yes. Yep. So, again, you know, there is, yeah, yeah, into a black hole. Exactly. You could open a can of worms here, folks, and and of course, people would say conspiracy theory, blah blah blah. You have certain people that will have those blinders on, that they're not looking at the big picture, that they're not looking at everything that is going on, and why is it always Trump's fault for everything? He hasn't been in office in 2 years, so how is the derailment in Ohio the fault of Trump being elected president? I mean, these people are insane when they say stuff like that. Absolutely insane. And I'm sorry, but in my opinion, I don't care if that derailment was in an all Democratic section of our country or an all Republican section of our country or an all independent section of our country. That's not the people's fault that that train derailment happened. So to put crap like that out there just adds more decisiveness, and it pits people against each other again. And I've said this over and over. I say it at the end of every one of my videos. The plan is to keep us divided. The plan is to keep us fighting amongst each other over stupidity. And what does Hollywood do? They put these morons out there in television, in the news media. They put these morons out there. If right now it is absolutely, if you are a bleeding heart liberal in Hollywood, you're going to do fantastic, right? You're going to do fantastic, and you're going to tell the rest of us how to live and what we should do, while you, the Hollywood celebrity, has armed security because you can afford to have armed security. You live in gated communities away from all that riffraff that you, because of your policies, are allowing to come into the country. But it's our fault. But it's our fault. And heaven forbid that we should say we should have a more secure border, that you should actually try to come into this country the right way. And anybody that comes into this country the wrong way, if you say those things and you happen to be my pigmentation, then you're a racist. How dare you? How dare you? We need to help everybody. No, we don't. We need to take care of American citizens, regardless of what color those American citizens are. Until we get our drug situation squared away, until we have no homeless veterans out there on the streets and not getting the help that they need, until we can take care of our own people here in the United States, why do we continue? Why do we continue just keep the borders wide open and let everybody in here not knowing who it is that's coming in? Because you know what? I can guarantee you this, and they can't say it's not true. Not everybody coming through the southern border is actually a victim. A lot of people coming through the southern border have bad intentions for the United States of America, folks. They don't like us. We're not well liked around the world. Why are we not well liked around the world? Is because of what we do around the world, right? So, people want to bring it home. They want to bring it back here. So it's just, it's maddening to me. And then in the meantime, I wrote this number down because I think it's important. I think this is an important number, and I want to read this to you. Okay. So Biden just went over to Ukraine, as we all know, right? Went over to Ukraine, just pledged another $500 million in security aid. Well, that's wonderful. On top of the $196 billion already provided or committed to going to Ukraine already. So we already have given them, that country, provided already or going to be giving 196 million, and now we're going to get, or I'm sorry, 196 billion. I'm sorry, 196 billion. billion, not million, 196 billion, and now we're going to give them another 500 million on top of that. So my question is, why are we why are we paying the retirement packages for people in Ukraine? Why are we paying the doctors, the school teachers, and all those people's salary in Ukraine, right? Why are we doing that when they are threatening here in the United States that if we don't raise the debt ceiling, right? If we don't raise the debt ceiling, that they're going to take away, poor grandma's Social Security. So they use that as a tool to scare the crap out of grandma. And as far as I remember, grandma, who worked her whole life and paid into that system, that money's supposed to be there. So you should never use that as a threat against the elderly that have paid into that system their whole life, and they should be the only ones getting Social Security. They should be the only ones getting Social Security. I am so tired, and you're going to get me on my soapbox here, folks, a little bit, so just be prepared, okay? I am so tired of people because, oh, I can't work because I get chronic headaches and I can't do it. So I'm going to go on Social Security, and that's what, and you're going to get denied several times, but legitimate people that have legitimate injuries or problems. Yeah, easy yet. I know, JJ, I'm sorry, but it's just, I'm going to give you a great example. I have a very good friend of mine, okay? He has seizure issues. Now, that is not of his making, okay? He was fine up to a certain point, and then for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe he was exposed to something, who knows? But now he has seizure issues. He was denied Social Security several times. All right. And this is a guy that can't even drive a car anymore. So he can't even drive a car, but he's going to be denied Social Security. But the drug addict, right? It's not my fault. It's not my fault that I'm addicted to drugs. It's 100% your fault you're addicted to drugs. It's a choice you made. But they get everything handed to them, right? Every scumbag that comes across the southern border that's never worked a day in their life is getting everything handed to them. They're getting free this, free that, and the other thing. But us here, like when just an example, because I don't have those benefits with a job, that if I want to go to the dentist, I have to pay out of pocket. Now, guess what? I don't give a crap. If I'm going to get my teeth fixed, I'm going to get my teeth fixed. But when you have these people that have done nothing for society and have done nothing but try to get over their entire lives and never paid into anything, and they get everything handed to them, I have a problem with that. I guarantee you this, folks, guarantee you this. If all the free benefits and all the free stuff happened tomorrow, there'd be a whole lot of people out there working that all of a sudden now they could probably work because they want to eat and they want to survive. It's amazing how that would work. The system is there are people on the system that absolutely need it, and I'm never going to say that there's not. But there's a whole lot of people on the system that just take advantage of the system. All right? And these politicians cater to those groups. They use fear tactics for those groups. All those horrible people over there, that group of people over there, if they're elected, they're going to take away all your free stuff. They're going to take away all this and that and the other thing. It's crazy. And who pays? Right? Middle class, hardworking America will always pay over and over and over again. And at last I looked, I had no say in sending $196 billion to Ukraine because I would have said no. And I think the majority of the American public would have also said no. Spend the money here. Put the money into our country. Let's take care of our country. But we're not. We're not. And let's think about this. And this is just a curiosity question, and I'll have you guys answer me in the comments, okay? Who is benefiting from us giving, right? This is taxpayer dollars spending, or the taxpayers' money being sent. All these weapons, all these different things are being sent over to Ukraine. So we're giving them these things, but they're still paid for. The businesses that make them are still getting paid. So who's profiting? Who's profiting from this war over there right now that's been going on for a year? So who's profiting? Yeah, what about all the weapons we left in Afghanistan? Exactly. So that's the question, guys. My question is, who's profiting? Who's making? So some of you are not right on the right track with this here. A lot of you are missing the point. No, it's not. Well, I'm sure there's kickbacks. I'm not saying that there is, but it wouldn't. Let's put it like this: it wouldn't shock me if there was kickbacks, but I'm not saying that there is because I definitely don't want to be accused of spreading false information. Thank you, JJ. And yes, East Tennessee Preparedness, the military industrial complex. They're making hand over fist. That's why when I did my video today earlier, and I made a jest, okay, because China is proposing a peace accord between Ukraine and Russia to stop the war, and I said, how dare they stop, the industrial military complex from being able to profit off of this war? Selfish China, you know, terrible. It's just it never ends, and people just keep the rose colored glasses on, and it doesn't affect me, and look at, no, I don't see anything going on. Well, they continue to take away more and more of our rights, and they continue to tax us to death. you know it's just, I want you to remember too, there was a big lead up with the revolution in this country when we broke off from Great Britain. Okay, there was a huge lead up to that, and the final straw was a proposed increase of 2 cents on tea. If you guys remember that, right? That was like really the straw that broke the camel's back for well, we were colonies then, but that was it. And I want you to remember too. Let's remember this part of it. Who can tell me, and again in the comments, what percentage of the people in the colonies took part in fighting Great Britain? Who can tell me what percentage that was? In the comments, please, and I will tell you when somebody gives me the right answer. What percentage fought? All right, Luke Chase was the first one with the right answer. 10%, guys. 10% of the people living in the United States actually participated in the American Revolution. 10%. So realistically, a lot of people are going to go along to get along. And that's what's happening right now in this country. They go along to get along as long as they got their big comfy couch to sit on and they can watch their TV with whatever they're having on there, as long as they can get their alcohol, their drugs, and their food. They can live in their little bubbles. That's exactly what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. So, it is so for them, unless something drastic happened, they're never going to stand up. They're never going to stand up. So don't forget the internet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and any kind of distraction, and anybody that goes against the accepted norm, right? So whatever the accepted norm is, because the true powers that be, and I'm not talking about our government, the true powers that be that run this country are putting that information out there. The news networks are spewing that crap out, whatever they're being told to spew out, right? So they're all doing that. And so, and the American people, for the most part, believe whatever they're told. But if you go against that, if you say, wait a minute, that's not right. Something's wrong here. Okay. Well, then you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a gloom and doomer. You're a misogynist. You're a racist. You're a xenophobe. You're a homophobe. Anything that they can do to shut you up. Anything they can do to shut you up, because heaven forbid that this percentage of people will say, wait a minute, something's not right here, and not go along with whatever we're given. Um, so all the 3%ers are wrong, right? Who knows, man? It's hard to say. Yeah, probably in their eyes, Mountain Man, probably in their eyes. But But yeah, it's craziness, guys. It's absolute craziness. It's insanity. It's continuing to go on, and it's going to continue to go on until they basically, you know, beat the dead horse till that horse is not moving anymore. Okay, so Sonia said I just looked up the percentage and it said 2.96%. See, I had heard it was 10%, Sonia. I heard it was 10%. I guess it depends on where you're getting the information from. So if that's what you're saying the percentage is, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not trying. Like I said, I had done. I've seen a couple different documentaries on it and stuff like that. And in the documentaries that I saw, they said 10%. So um, it could have been 3%. Yeah, it could have been. So everyone is so brainwashed. A lot of it. Well, it's a lot of it's distraction. You know, why do you think? Why do you think? Okay. All right, let's just go with marijuana. Let's just go with marijuana. Why do you think marijuana is being legalized in so many states? There's two reasons actually. Okay, number one reason is it's a great tax revenue. They can tax the crap out of it. They can make a lot of money off of it. But I can tell you what, as somebody that used to smoke a lot of weed back in the day, 13%, all the documentary. So it was a small percentage, Joel, realistically. So between 3 and 13%, it was not 50, 60% of the people were, you know, involved in it. Only 3% fought in the American Revolutionary War, but they needed shoes, shelter, medicine, care, etc. Right. So okay, I got you. All right. But anyway, what was I just saying here? I lost my train of thought. God, I hate when that happens. Guys, guide me back on what was I? Oh, wait. Okay, thank you. All right, with the weed. So, I mean, literally, it was gone. It was not there. All right. So when you have, so part of it is revenue. So it's a great tax source and stuff like that. It's great. But from somebody that smoked a lot of weed back in the day, when I was stoned, guess what? I was too chill and I was mellow and I was looking to take a nap, get something to eat, and that's it. You are not going to rise up. You're not going to get up and fight if you're too stoned all the time to do it. That's the reality. So if they can keep you drugged up, either through over the counter medication, not over the counter, prescribed medications from a doctor, right? Or through, drugs that are now all of a sudden it's okay to take these drugs and that's fine. Yeah, much easier to manipulate people that, you know, we're going to take the weed away. Oh, no, not the weed. Again, control, guys. Always comes down to control, manipulation, and that's the reality of it. That is the absolute reality of it. There's been a vote on Oklahoma to legalize recreational weed. Yeah, it's just well, for years it was illegal in New York, and then when New Jersey passed it and made it legal in New Jersey, I think I was talking to somebody here, not in West Virginia, but in New York. I was talking to somebody, and I said, "Oh, they'll have it legal in New York within inside of a year." And they were like, "Why do you say that?" I said, "Because New York's not going to want Jersey to make in all the money because everybody from New York would go over to New Jersey to buy their weed. Other than they get it from where they get it, but if they were looking to get legal, you know." I'm glad Kentucky just legalized medical. Well, that's what New York did first. Legalized. Um, I disagree. Anything can be abused. Delta 8 is legal here, and we are the resistance. Again, you know, I'm just giving you my opinion. If you're doped up and you're drugged up either with pills or with drugs, then you're not going to fight anything. That's a reality. And if they threaten to take away your source of what your enjoyment is, or if if you feel like, oh, I here's the thing that kills me. Okay, and like I said, I've been 100% honest. I'll get stoned 2 3 times a year just because I want to or I feel like it. Okay, but what kills me is this. Oh, the only reason that I smoke pot is because I have this pain, or I do it for this reason or that reason. Every excuse in the world, every excuse in the world of why they do what they do, regardless of what it is. It don't have to be marijuana, but whatever they're taking, there's always an excuse of why they do it, and that drives me crazy. Why? How about this? How about this? You like smoking pot, right? Or you like popping pills. Why can't you just be honest and say that's why you do it? I'm so tired of the justification all the time, and that's strictly my opinion. Strictly my opinion, but I just a lot of weak-minded people out there. All right. Now, if somebody has issues where the marijuana they take it for medical issues, that's fine. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if you get high because you like to get high either. Don't make no difference to me. I'm just saying that it's not going to be. I don't care. CBD has helped my health, and I'm not saying it doesn't, Nikki. I'm not saying it doesn't. Okay, we're almost egg time. We'll do egg time here in a minute. So I'm just what my point is. A lot of people make excuses of why without. Okay, so they haven't been to a doctor. This is the point I'm making. Haven't been to a doctor, and they're saying, well, I have trouble sleeping, so I have to smoke marijuana to be able to go to sleep. No, you don't. No, you don't. So whatever. Like I said, you can have your opinion. I will have mine. You know what they say, folks, and this is a really beautiful statement. Opinions are like a-holes. Everybody has one. So, I'm not sitting up on no high horse. I don't think I'm better than nobody else. So just put it like that. But I think that a lot of times, manipulation is involved to keep us under control. That's my point. That's my point. Be it pills, be it drugs or alcohol, those are all tools used to keep you under control. So there you are. Okay. So anyway, so it's about control. At the end of the day, it's about control, and you can justify. See, here's a beautiful thing too. We as human beings, we can justify anything. Well, I had to do that because of this. Well, I had to do that because of that. It's just, again. All right. All right. YouTube is better than a sleeping pill. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, you put on that certain music like the waves and the forest sounds or those type of things, man, you'll be out like a light, just relaxing. So, all right. Yeah, at the end of the day, one has to look at themselves in the mirror. Exactly. Exactly. So, but I actually met a guy named Abraham Jacob, called himself AB. Honest Abe, who owned a furniture store. He died at 106. He at one time was a rough rider. He rode with Teddy Roosevelt. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, those type of. I saw a meme the other day, and I actually thought this was pretty funny. We'll do the egg count right after I tell you this. And the meme said, men used to smoke, Marlboro Reds, right? Because back in the day, that's what I smoked when I was smoking. I was smoking Marlboro Reds because I was cool. That's why I smoked Marlboro Reds. And they said now men cry because they've lost their strawberry vape. They can't find their strawberry vape, so they're all upset. So that's the progression that we've come, guys. That's the circle that we have come. So anyway, all right. Well, let's do egg count. So what are your guesses for the egg count and yes or no for thick neck? So go ahead, let's do that. Give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here. All right, I will give you guys a hint. I have not seen a correct answer yet. I have not seen a correct answer yet. All right, I had to give you guys a clue because nobody was going to get it. If you have the same guess, is Timothy Lariat with 8 eggs today. And yes, for Miss Thickneck. then you are 100% correct. So, unfortunately, at this point in time, Timothy, congratulations. You've won absolutely nothing. I don't think you guys would have got it if I hadn't given you a clue there because Becky even said, she goes, nobody's going to guess that egg count today. I said, you're right. Nobody's going to guess that egg count. But thick neck has been laying again now, and the chickens have been laying more. Uh, the feed got changed and it's made. Think about that. 8 eggs would be like middle of the summer. 8 eggs would be middle of the summer, and so they have definitely increased their production of eggs, which has been awesome. And so the goat feed is working. Isn't that crazy? Not being a conspiracy theorist, but I wonder if the feed had anything to do with it. So, but extra mealworms for thick neck, exactly. But yeah, it makes a difference. What do you think about the Ohio train crash water shipped to Texas? I did not hear anything about that, so I really can't comment on that. I did not hear about that. What do you feed them with the goat feed? So they eat the goat feed. Becky also is giving them mealworms, and then in the colder weather, she's also cooking up in giving them oatmeal. So cooked oatmeal. So she takes it in there, it's warm, puts it down, and they devour it. They devour it. So, but yeah, we were going, and if you guys remember, one, two, no thick neck, or 0 eggs, and that was going on. And obviously, let's put it into perspective. Days are getting longer. It's now, I think sunset today was 6:12 as opposed to 5 o'clock or earlier. So that definitely will affect things as well. More sunlight definitely helps. But what's the white powder stuff falling on West Virginia? No idea, Ann. No idea. It was not down in my area. But yeah, so maybe Becky threatened to cook them up. Well, she does plan on getting new chickens. She's got her boyfriend has a guy that has chickens, and they're all broody, and he's going to hold on to them to a certain point, and then she's going to add. I think because she had asked me how many should I get, and I said add 12 more. And the reason that you add 12 more is because not all of them are going to make it. So if you get 12 and 8 make it and become adult chickens, then that's great. So she's definitely going to be adding on to the chickens, and that'll be a good thing. So, but yeah, I definitely want to have chickens down here too. I will tell you, down here, obviously we got the well going on right now, so that's going. We're still working on the pavilion, and obviously we're going to be working on the bunker more as well. But after the pavilion is done, and we get to, and the pavilion, guys. Okay, so with the pavilion, once we get the roof on the pavilion and that part of it done, there's still a lot more to do. We got to get the floor in. We got to get the wood stove over and in there. We got to get some walls on part of the pavilion so that wood stove is protected in that area. So there's still plenty that's going to be done, but as long as we get the roof on the pavilion, then we can utilize it and we can be out of the weather. And so that's going to be for a while. We'll be working on that, and that'll be fine. But by May, I'm hoping that we can be working on getting a greenhouse in here and getting that going. So, what was that about water in Texas? They were saying that water from the Ohio was shipped to Texas, and I don't know about that. What do you think about the plane that crashed on the way to Ohio? I had not heard about that either, Vlad. I actually haven't been online very much today. I've been very busy with other things today. Yes, the egg count was 8 eggs, and yes for thick neck today. All seen cats, so they had a really good day. Oh, for their independent testing. Oh, okay, JJ, I gotcha. 500,000 gallons. That's a lot of water. So Did you look as cool as the cowboys advised with the cigarettes? Oh, so I'm gonna tell you what we used to do back in the day. All right, we would take that, in your shirt sleeve, and then you put your pack like on the outside, and you rolled it up. So then, like you'd walk around, and you got your gun sticking out, but you got that square, and everybody knew you had a pack of cigarettes in there. Oh yeah, we were very, very cool, or at least we thought we were. But I quit smoking at 16. It's 16, and two reasons that I quit smoking. I could definitely feel what I was up to 2 packs a day by the time I was 16. All right, I could definitely feel what it was doing to me, and I didn't like it. And also, um, they had raised the price of cigarettes, and a lot of you guys are going to laugh on this one, but they had raised the price of cigarettes. Uh, Ron is trying to ask you a question. What did I miss? Uh, what was the question? But anyway, they had raised the price of cigarettes from 75 cents a pack to $1 a pack. And I was like, there's no way I'm paying $1 a pack. Yep. So, yep. 75 cents to $1. Donna said audiobooks. Oh, do you want some audiobook codes? Yes, that would be very, very cool. Yeah, we could do that. Yes. I saw your email, Ron, and I just haven't gotten to it, and I apologize. But yeah, that would be very cool as well. That would be very, very cool as well. But yeah, so that's I quit smoking when they raised the price of cigarettes to $1 a pack, and now if you were in New York, thank you very much, Ron. By the way, for doing that, that's very appreciated. So thank you very much. Oh, I'll smoke a cigar once in a while. I'll be honest. I've told you guys I'll smoke a cigar once in a while, not very often. Like I said, I could if I never smoked anything ever again, I could care less one way or the other. Okay, that's just you know and now if you're in, let's put it like this, if you're in New York, you're looking at $10 a pack or more for cigarettes, which is insanity. So a lot of people go to the res and they get their cigarettes at the reservation because they don't have the tax. That's what New York is hammering people for, the tax. That's what they get them for with the cigarettes now. So yeah, you know and I kind of was like, at the time when I quit, it ain't getting me high, so why am I wasting my money on these cigarettes? California is $12 a pack. That's crazy. 13 in Massachusetts. That's nuts. $18 in Canada. Wow, that's nuts. But remember, here's another one. This one's my favorite. This one is my absolute favorite. Right. So you have these politicians want to lower the age of being able to vote down to 16. Right. They want to make it so you can be 16 and you can vote. But but you can't buy cigarettes until you're 21 now. You can't buy alcohol until you're 21 now. But thank goodness they haven't changed this one. You can be 17, 18 years old, go in the military, fight and die for your country, but don't you dare try to buy a pack of cigarettes, and don't you dare try to have a drink, because you're not old enough and you're not responsible. But here's this gun, and go kill those people over there. You're okay to do that. That drives me crazy. I believe, and this is strictly my opinion on this one, guys, strictly my opinion, there should be an exemption for people in the military. If you are in the military, right? If you are, or a gun, yes, 21 for a gun, raise that, yep. If you are in the military, there should be an exemption that you are allowed to buy cigarettes, that you are allowed to buy alcohol. Because if you are old enough to fight and die for your country, you should be allowed to do those things. And that's strictly my opinion. I think it is absolutely ridiculous that they do what they do. So that's just, again, that's strictly my opinion on that one. When you get to a theater of war, RJ Reynolds hands out cigs by the carton when you land in theater. Oh yeah, because they want you to smoke. It's a good business move. Good business move. Look at World War II, guys. You know, Vietnam. I was just talking to a Vietnam veteran the other day, and he said we. He goes, we used to do that. He said in country with Lucky Strikes because they would give the cigarettes away because it's a good business decision. These highly stressed young men are over in another country, right? They're fighting. Give them free cigarettes so the stress it's helping to calm them down a little bit. Then when the war's over and they come home, then they'll be buying them because now they're addicted to it. It's just, I don't know. It is crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, non-filtered. Yep, exactly. But it continues to, you know, who is behind a lot of the policies, a lot of the decision making that is made. You don't think that big business, which is has the lobbyists spending billions on lobbying, you know, why do they do that? Why do they do that? Because they want their own way. They want things to be voted favorably in their favor. It's just it never changes. It's never going to change. And and people will sit there and continue to be manipulated. Um, got got 8 in a pack or 6. I forget Marlboro, Winston, etc. Oh, okay, yep, Ron. Okay, thank you. Yep, yeah. So they were, they give it away. Yep, because they care about you. Remember that they're doing it because they care about you. That's always the. This is for your own good. We're going to change the way you do things because it's for your own good, or if it's not for your own good, it's for the betterment of everybody else. Remember that. Just remember that. So what do we got? 444 in the chat. We're at 279 on the thumbs. Or for your safety. Yes, I'm sorry, forgot about that. Yes, your safety. For your safety. Give up your freedoms and your rights in the guise of safety. Yes, that's very important. Very, very important. So we're 281 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you very much ahead of time. I do really appreciate it. It does make a huge difference with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So thumbs up definitely help that. So I do appreciate that as well. Yeah, we are the government and we are here to help. Exactly. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. So first of all, we have do shout out time now, guys. We have Icky Can up in Canada doing his thing up there. He keeps adding more and more pigs up there. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but he's got more birds coming in as well. He's doing really, really good up there. You have Angry Prepper with Jason down in New York City. There is Alaska Prepper, which is Rudy. And then you have Alaska Granny. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I just watched a video of his today where he was building his kitchen cabinets and stuff like that. This guy is amazing, putting his sink in, getting all that type of stuff done. Amazing watching this guy build. I wish I had that skill set, but I don't. So, but he's amazing to watch. Really, really cool. So definitely go check him out. You have Demcad. I like Demcad as well. Really good dude. There is Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. A couple interesting channels to watch. A lot of good information with them. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks doing his thing up there. There is Bizariza Jizza doing the Carrington Chronicles. It's a really interesting story to listen to. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Really good guys out there. Definitely check them out as well. And so, they're doing very, very well. So definitely a lot of good information with their channel. You have Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. There is Wrangle Star with Cody. Another good channel. A lot of good information with his channel as well. You have the Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin. Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up in Minnesota. I think they probably pretty much got dumped on with this last storm, so I hope they're doing well. But they're completely off grid, so I'm sure they're just fine. Let's see. We have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Husband-wife team, 2 different channels, but really good information on their channels. They split their time between Michigan and up in Alaska, so definitely check them out as well. Let's see. We have Green Greg's. A lot of good information with Green Greg, especially when it comes to growing and stuff like that. Gardening is going to be huge. I keep saying it over and over again. Uh, get your gardens in, learn what to do, figure it out now. Now is the time while it is not life and death. You do not want to start learning how to garden when your life depends on what you are planning and it doesn't come in. That would not be a fun time. All right. Southern Prepper One with his Boots on the Ground series, giving a lot of good information with that as well. There is Gray Man Prepping. You have Joe with St. Bernard Acres. There is Doug and Stacy, another good couple. A lot of good information on their channel as well. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there doing their thing in Panama. So there is the Green Dream Project, which is out in Arizona. Folks living in the desert showing you how it's done. There is Camping with Steve Wallace. A really good dude, very squared away. Fun to watch. He does stealth camping. So definitely check him out as well. There is Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. Really good channel. A lot of good information with her channel. Boss of the Swamp. He's been around for a very, very long time. I like him very much as well. A lot of good information with his channel. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. A very, very smart man. Will give you all the information and, grand solar minimum, anything you want to go with that, definitely check him out as well. Hey guys, have you ever heard of Idaho Hillbilly? Yes, I actually am subscribed to that channel. I am subscribed to that channel. So, let's see, we have City Prepper. Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is Lumina Acres. You have Suspicious Observer, very cool channel. I like that one as well. Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist. You have Bushcraft Bear in the Canary. There is Mary Greeley News. Mary Greeley does all the earthquakes. Yellowstone gives you all that information as well, which I think is really, really cool. Let's see. We have Adapt 2030. There is Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy to get your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Okay, he's a good dude, gives back to the community in a huge way, and I think that is awesome. So definitely check him out for your weather. There is Russell Brand. I really like Russell Brand as well. Gives you the information, lets you decide what you want to do with it, and I like that part of it. You have Deep South Homestead, another good channel. The Outsider. I really like his channel as well. The Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel. Simple Life Reclaimed. You have Townsend's. The Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. Good channel there as well. Let's see. We have East Tennessee Preparedness. The Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. Another good channel. They're also down in Tennessee. So there's a lot of great channels, and I'm sure some of you are putting other channels up in the chat, which is fine. But I can't do everybody. I can't do everybody. But there's a lot of good information out there. There's a lot of good channels. I think that we should absolutely be supporting everybody. 80K Man says new videos out every Sunday. So guys, if you're subscribed to 80K Man, he's putting new videos out every Sunday. But there's a lot of good information out there, and I think that we need to look at different perspectives. The way people think is not always going to be the same, so I think it's important to try to be open-minded as we possibly can be, to look how other people look at things. And because we are a small niche group of people, I think it is important as well that we should be supporting each other, and that's why I started doing the shout-outs. And like I say, some of the people that I do shout-outs for, they have no idea who Prepper Nurse One is, and that's not why I'm doing it. So, I'm not looking, for any of that. I just think that it's important that give people options. They can go check it out. If you like the channel, great. Subscribe, start watching them, and if you don't, then just don't be a troll. Just go in there and say, okay, this is not for me, and then unsubscribe. It's easy. So, let's see. But anyhow. One of the things, guys, I really want to encourage you all to continue to do. Prep Rebel. Got 2 strikes in 2 weeks. That's my videos have not been visible. Wow. Yeah, that's not good. Not good. But I'm going to continue to encourage you all to continue to prep, continue to get ready. There's a lot of craziness going on, a lot of stuff that is you watch it and you just go, what are these people thinking? What is going on here? Um, Again, I am hopeful. I'm always going to be hopeful. Okay, the cooler heads will prevail. That they will avoid some kind of major conflict. But I don't put my faith in the governments. Never have, never will. So, and again, like ADK Man just said, control what you can control. So, what can I control? I can control putting myself in a better position, a better chance to survive when something happens. So, what is that when? When? What do you mean when? The end of the world is coming? End of the world, guys, could be an event that happens that affects you directly. It can be an event that affects your family. It could be husband loses a job or a death in the family of a breadwinner. That can really change things. That can upset the apple cart. So for those type of folks, yeah, that's an SHTF event. All right. It could be something that affects your town, your neighborhood, your state. You know, all these things can be considered SHTF events. Now, they may not be the whole duration of the long term event that we all feel that is coming, but at the same time, it is putting us in a position to weather whatever storm is going to happen. I'm looking for that advantage. I've always looked for the edge. When you go to the casino, for an example, the best game to play is blackjack because the odds are the best for you to possibly win in blackjack if you know what you're doing. Okay. So, slot machines are designed for the bells and whistles to keep people playing on them, but the odds are not with you on that. So, I'm looking for the edge. What can I do that's going to give me the advantage, is going to help my family to survive whatever tribulation or anything that is going to happen? What can I do? And that's what prepping is all about. And I want people to remember that. Not really three card is the best odds at. Okay, well, I know blackjack always used to be the best odds, but yeah, all of it is just if you go to the casino, go with what you're willing to lose. That would be my advice to anybody going to the casino, because the reality is most times if you go, you are not going to win. To me, I look at it like this. I look at it like I got better things to spend my money on. Now, I like to go once in a while. I may go once or twice a year just to blow off some steam. But the reality is, I would rather spend my money on things that I are going to help me here. So, but how about don't gamble and save your money? Well, that's a novel concept, JJ. All right, guys. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's do that. We have Dayton, Ohio, Melbourne, Australia, with Philip in the house tonight. Glad to have you here, Philip. We have Franklin County, Ohio, Waterloo, New York with Sharon, beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds with Pencil Tucky Granny, Ulster Park, New York with Francine, Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge, Clyde in Inverness, Florida. Say hello to your beautiful wife for me, Clyde. We have Bumstead, Florida with Frederick Nolan. Carson City, Nevada, very nice. Virginia's in the house with Robert. South Hill, Virginia. We have Connecticut with Awesome Sauce. Oregon in the house. Union City, Pennsylvania with Richard. Salt Lake City, Utah. Very nice. BC, Canada with Emil. Missouri in the Ozarks. We have Northwest Florida. Greenlee County, Arizona. Uh, we have Texas is in the house. Sin City and Vegas. Very nice. West Virginia with Morning Light. Southwest Ohio. Middle of Georgia with Nikki. Black Duck, Minnesota with Papa. Lick Skillet, Alabama, very nice. Troutman, North Carolina with Troy. Thief River Falls, Minnesota with Deborah. Western New York with Karen. We got Missouri in the house. Snowflake, Arizona. Trenton, Florida. We have cold Syracuse, New York. Well, I hope you're enjoying that. I can't say I miss it. Lake East, Ohio. What else do we have here? Northwest. Oh, the UP of Michigan with Dawn. Uh, Downers Grove, Illinois with Carolyn Rice. I found Waldo in Texas. Southeast Michigan with Jane. St. Augustine, Florida with Diane. So again, guys, we're all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network of people. We're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. We can try to wake people up now, and I know it can be very, very frustrating because most people have their head in the sand. But the difference that we truly can make is after an event. We have Fort Worth, Texas in the house. Um, After an event, people are going to need help. They're going to need guidance. They're going to need people to tell them how to survive. And so, if you have those skill sets, you can make a difference. You can save lives that way. Teach people to help themselves. It's amazing. What a concept. Imagine that, right? So, I think, that's one of the reasons a lot of us have been awoken is to be in that position to help people. We have Haines City, Florida, with Dan in the house. So, but yep. So that's how that. But so that's it's amazing what we can do, what we can accomplish. If we ever came together as a group of people, there really truly would be no stopping us, and they surely don't want that to happen. The powers that be, I should say. So I bought a really nice slingshot today, going to the hardware store for some washers for ammo. Very cool. I think you should definitely be diversified in what you have as far as weaponry goes. Crossbows, compound bows, slingshots. Uh, Definitely having silent ways to take care of business, I think, is going to be a really good thing. Obviously, having the other things as well is definitely a good thing to have. You need to be able to protect what you have, So, but that's something that people need to remember. Anyway, guys, I want to. Yeah, ball bearings are better for slingshots. Yep, yep. But I want everybody to remember we truly are. Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. That is very much appreciated. I appreciate what they do. Being in here stream after stream, making sure that we have good chats and that scumbags and lowlifes don't come in here and try to ruin it with porn bots and all that type of stuff. So, very much appreciated, my moderators. Thank you very much for what you do, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I want to thank all you guys for being here as well, because without you guys here, then I would not be here. And I do enjoy these streams. I think we have a lot of fun, share information, and share opinions. And I think that that is important. Oh, my phone's going. I didn't even turn the volume off on my phone, and we're almost done with the stream. So it's been quiet tonight. It's surprising. But again, I think it's important that we, you know, work together, keep going. So I appreciate all you guys being here too. Also, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, one race called the human race. We got to stop letting them divide us. We have to stop letting them manipulate us and all those type of things. I think it's really, really important that we do that. If we can do that, we can accomplish anything that we want to accomplish. So I think that that is important as well. Okay. Also, uh, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that will stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity, stay away from people that tell you what you cannot accomplish. If you set realistic goals that you can meet, and then you set about to making them happen, that's what you can do. Nobody's going to stop you from achieving that. Okay. I did want to give you guys a little bit of an information update as well. And this one's kind of sad. Unfortunately, Jerry Lee, Hella's friend there, her buddy, he had to be put down. He was going after livestock, and unfortunately, he had to be put down because of that. Such a really sweet natured dog. He was such a really good dog, and I really liked that dog. Um, but once they start doing that and they get that taste for blood, um, not a good thing. Not a good thing. And so they tried to do some different things, but unfortunately, what they weren't able to do that. So they had to have, and very very sad, very sad, because I really really like that dog. And but he no they well they were looking. So Jane said, why didn't they just rehome him? Okay, they had asked me if I would take him, and I would have loved to have taken him, but he would have felt like his home was still over across the way, so he had to continue to go back over there. And then what would he have taught Hella if he already had that taste for that? Okay, when you have to try to rehome a dog like that, you have to be honest with people and let them know that this is what this dog is doing. Okay, and so a lot, and I couldn't take him because of that reason. That I would not, because then what happens if he goes after somebody else's livestock? Now he's my dog, and now it's my responsibility. And I did not want him teaching Hella to do these type of things because she is quite a powerful dog. All right, but it's unfortunate, but yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Sadly, he is no more. You cannot have an animal doing that, guys. You cannot have an animal doing that. But all right. So anyway, just letting you know. Yeah, I wish I well if they hadn't gotten him fixed, I think she would have. That they would have made some great puppies. So I'm going to look for somebody this spring to see if I can't breed her with the dog and get her. Yeah, he did it again. He went after more livestock. Yep, yep. Unfortunately, so but yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all are going to have a great weekend. Be safe. Keep prepping. Keep getting ready. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse One out for now.